What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video, we're creating a sketch illustration of Nightmare Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime. For today's lesson, we'll need a sketch pad and a pencil. I'll be drawing with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Now if you want more details on our art supplies, I'll leave a list with links in the description below. Let's begin by sketching a line coming down the center of our page. We're going to start from the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom using these short lines. And this will help us balance out our drawing. Let's go back to the center, draw another line going across from left to right. So we'll start with the left side and extend that out towards the right. Now with our guidelines in place, we're going to start blocking out the facial features. Let's start by adding a gap in between the eyes. So from that center line, let's move over towards the left, sketch a line coming down to right about there. Let's take that same distance over towards the right and do the same thing. Now on either side, we're going to draw two ovals for the eyes. Let's start over on the left. We're going to go up towards that center line. So round this out, come down towards the bottom, and then back up towards the top. Now you want to draw that same size oval on the right. So we want to bring that down towards the same height. So we can add a guideline if we need to. Go back up towards the top and just round that out. Now with the eyes in place, let's draw the top of the mouth. From the bottom of the left eye, step down, curve this up in the middle, go in between the eyes, and then down on the right. Go back to the left side, curve the mouth, going out, and then up towards that center line. Let's round out the top of the mouth, going up, and then down towards the side. So just going past that center line. And then we want to curve the mouth coming down and then all the way in towards the bottom of the mouth. So let's start on the left. Start by coming straight down and gradually bend that in towards the middle. Right about there. Do the same thing on the right. Coming straight down, rounding out the bottom, and then pulling that in. Let's go back and round up these 2 points. Just coming around the eye and then up. Now I want to go back and draw the inside of the mouth. Let's start in between these two lines. It's going to follow that curve coming down. Let's round out the lip on the left, going up towards the middle. Come down towards the right and do the same thing. Just going to pull this out and then up. Now let's trace out the lower lip. Starting back on the left, coming down, in towards the bottom. And it's going to round out the bottom of the lip and just go up on the right side. Now from this line, we're going to step up and just mark off the top edge of the head. Now we're going to add those 2 points along the side. So we'll start with the left side. We're going to go out and just bend that up to right about there. Let's do this exact same thing on the right, just pulling that up towards the same height. Now from these 2 points, we're going to angle the head, coming down and then in toward that center line with a straight line. And you want to gradually bend that in towards the side of the mouth. Come down and just pull that in. Let's add the neck. Starting from the side, bend this down and in on either side. And we're just going to close off the bottom with a curve. Let's wrap that ribbon around the neck. Starting back on the left, coming down a little bit lower in the middle, and then back up. Let's go to the center, add 2 lines for the side of the knot. And then we're going to add in the bow. Let's start from the top of the knot. We're going to go up, go around, and just pull that in towards the bottom of the knot. Let's do the same thing on the right. From the bottom corner of the knot, let's add the bottom of the bow, coming down and then out. Let's go up to the top. Just going to taper this so the gap gets wider as you come down towards the bottom of the bow. And then from these 2 points, we're going to add a point, going in and then down. Now with our rough sketch in place, let's go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now I'm going to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us add some more detail and refine the shapes. Now I'm going to switch to a 0.9mm pencil to add that detail. Let's start with the top of the left eye. Just want to darken this up, coming around towards the bottom. We just want to darken up our contrast. And now I want to take a moment to introduce the pencil that we're using in today's lesson. This is the NIC Pro Mechanical Pencil. The 5-piece set comes complete with 5 drafting pencils, 4 tubes of lead refills for all the different sizes, 2 erasers, also 9-piece eraser refills, 2 lead sharpeners, with a pack of colored leads. And all of this is neatly packed in a gift storage box. Now since I started using this pencil back in 2023, it's really changed the level of my drawings. The heavier weight of the pencil has helped me create smoother and more controlled lines. And with the wide variety of lead sizes, I can easily transition from high detail to smooth shading. And NIC Pro also has a fun color set for those who want something a little bit more lightweight. I used to think that all pencils are created equal, but since using this NIC Pro mechanical pencil, it's been a game changer for my art. Now if you want to give this pencil a try, I'll leave the link in the description below. And now let's get back to today's lesson. Now on the left side, we're going to add a thick bevel going around and just tapering that down towards the bottom, so we have that thick edge along the outside of the eyes. It's going to start tracing out the mouth, going up in the middle. Now I'm just going to round out the sharp points along the top. I'm just going to modify the shape of the head, just adding a slight wave and bend. I just want to offset the left and right side. Now along the base of the neck, just up above the ribbon, we're going to add a few folds. So on the left side, I'm just going to bend this out and then up. Add another one on the right side. I'm just going to add a little bit more shape to that knot and the bow. And you want to fold the bow along the side. So we're just going to come down, taper that up, and then in, and then folding the bottom underneath. Now before we start adding any details and teeth, we're going to darken up the inside of the eyes. Now with this character, I also want to add a seam across the side of the head. So we're going to start with the top, just pulling this down and in and across, and just then taper this back up towards the top of the head, working our way down towards the right, and then back up towards the top. So add a few little stitch lines going across that seam. Now I'm going to move in with the side edge of my pencil and start adding some shadows. So we start with the bottom of the head. I'm just going to darken this up. And for this, I'm using a 2mm mechanical pencil. Just going to fade this up towards the top, going around the mouth and along the side. Let's do the same thing on the right, just darkening up the bottom I'm just going to place the shadow along the bottom of the head, so the light's going to hit the top. Go all the way up, and then just fade that out. I also want to add a little bit of shadow going across the top. So just darken this up, and then fade that down. I'm also going to lean the shadow over towards the right side. So just underneath the mouth, we'll darken up the neck, fade that across and up. And now with the lips, we're going to add some shadows. We're going to start with the inside on the left. I'm just going to place the shadow on the bottom right side of the head. So starting with the lips, go across the bottom of the mouth, and just blend that up. Let's add a darker tone to that trim around the eyes. We're just pushing that into shadow. And then we'll go back and just add some texture to the lips. Starting along the bottom, just going to add these little wrinkles and folds. Going across, starting with the left side. We're just fading these up towards the highlights. And we'll just work our way across towards the right. Now I want to add a little bit of a reflective shadow inside the mouth. So just inside the shadow area, just going to darken that up in the center and blend that out. Now once we're done all our shading, we're going to go in and start adding the teeth. Starting from the center, we're going to add these curved points coming down. So start with the left side, just working our way across. So the teeth get thicker along the top. And these teeth are also going to get shorter as we go up towards the corner of the mouth. Let's go back to the center and work our way across towards the right. And now from the bottom, working our way up. And again, going a little bit shorter as you go out towards the side, and then go back over towards the right. Now going back over towards the left side, we're going to darken up the mouth along the inside, going around the teeth. And then as we get closer towards the center, we're just going to blend this out, creating a little bit of a highlight in the center of the mouth. Let's jump over towards the right side and do the same thing. And we want to bring this in towards the same distance that we have on the left. Let's darken up the top and just blend that out in towards the middle. So creating a little bit of a shadow along the top of the mouth coming down. And we want to blend this in towards that side. Now we're just lightening up that shadow in the center and just blending this up towards the top and the sides. I'm going to go back and add a coarse shadow along the side of the head. So we just want to darken this up along the inside edge, coming down towards the mouth. I'm just going to blend that shadow out as you come in. Let's do the same thing on the right. So darkening up the edge, just catching a bit of highlight along the side of the head, and just blending that in. Let's add a little bit of an eyebrow along the top, just above the eyes. Now as we get closer to the end, we're just going to tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Nightmare Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because we're posting new lessons every single weekend. And if you want more details on the art supplies we used, I'll leave a list with links in the description below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.